channel. I'm excited to share with you another of the loaded suitcase memory decks cards that I've been making. I've made a lot of these since I kind of came up with my game plan for them, and I'm gonna give you a little tutorial of how I did it today. So if you've seen my original loaded suitcase tutorial, this is just a miniature version of it. It's not hard to make at all. I will be sharing the Cricut file that I created to make the card, but it's easily something you could hand cut as well. So I used the Snow and Cocoa collection from Crate Paper to make this loaded suitcase. And you can see it's just a regular card on this side, but then you lift it onto this side and it does open. It is a functioning suitcase. I used a Velcro closure for this one. You could use magnets, whatever you wanted to do with it. The handle that I created is out of gold glitter cardstock. The latches are miniature bows with a couple die-cut snowflakes in the gold glitter paper, and then these are just some snowflakes that I had in my stash. The front of the suitcase has different cutouts from the collection. A couple of the chipboard pieces are in here as well, and then I just used some bling that I had in my stash. When you open it, it's a pretty generous size package. There's enough room for a very tall embellishment. And I created this with the Snow and Cocoa collection as well. It's just very layered. The suitcase measures 3.5 by 4.5. 4.5 this way, 3.5 this way, and it's set on a standard size memory decks card. If you care to stick around, I'm gonna give you a quick tutorial on how I made this happen. So for the loaded suitcase memory decks holder, you're going to want to cut 2 of these because you want a really nice sturdy base to it. I am going to share the Cricut file that I created for this, but it would be very simple to hand cut or even create your own SVG file in Silhouette or a different program. So you could just take a regular memory decks card and cut this off, and then I did a 3.25 by 4.25 square. If you're in a program, you can attach. Otherwise, you could just kind of glue or maybe trace. It wouldn't be too hard to kind of figure it out on your own. But I cut these out of 110-pound cardstock, and I'm gonna glue these together for the base. And I'm just using art glitter glue here. It's a good, strong adhesive, and it dries quickly. Included in the cut file, I also have these, which you can cut out of pattern paper for this small thing here. When you're done gluing, you're going to have the memory decks card that has the blank square on top, and you can just put your pattern paper at the bottom edges of the card itself. Set that aside, and you're gonna wanna cut out a piece of 110-pound cardstock, a 10 by 6 square. You're gonna wanna score it at 3/4 inches, 4.25 inches, 5 3/4 inches, and 9 1/4. Flip it on your scoreboard, and you're gonna score at 3/4 and then again at 5 1/4. This is gonna leave you with 1/4 inch margin on either side to create the suitcase itself. Now, you're going to want to fold it in half and then do an accordion fold on these 2 score marks that are closest to the middle. This is going to create your box on 2 sides. we're gonna glue down these edges like this to create the suitcase. This is very similar to my other larger tutorial on the loaded suitcase. It's just a miniature version. For this though, I'm going to do the decorations first before I start gluing. I am only gonna put on one face of the suitcase because the other face of the suitcase on the opposite side, it's gonna lie like this, is gonna get glued to the memory decks card. You're just gonna center this memory decks card on the very back, and then you're gonna decorate on top of it like you would normally, okay? So don't do anything to that back piece, just concentrate on the front and sides, and I'll be right back. So I've lined my suitcase memory decks, and now I'm gonna move on to the straps. I went through and I added the straps as well. The straps are just 1/4 inch strips of paper, and I just used the box itself as my guide. I only glued to the very back because you want the top to have movement, and that'll be where your closure lies, whether you decide to do magnets, Velcro, whatever it may be. If you want a little closer look on how I did them, go ahead and feel free to consult the original suitcase tutorial that I did. It's going to be the exact same thing, just in miniature. So I can't wait to see what you create. Go ahead and don't hesitate to ask any questions that you might have, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.